Yes, sir. I hope y'all can hear me. I just created this thumbnail right here. I just created that thumbnail, bro. Hold up, look. Bro, there's a process to how I create my thumbnails, bro. You ain't even gotta do too much. But nah, we gonna react. If you don't see the thumbnail already, we gonna be reacting to Diddy. We gonna be reacting to Diddy at 7 in the morning, and then, you know, later on. And what the?
Pop was like, yeah, like, oh, she's like, yo, so yo, when we gonna get the chance to, you know, to kick it, like, we can just hang out, nigga, we gotta kick it. Like, yo, why don't we, like, go shopping or some shit? I mean, like, I pay for it. And I was like, what the fuck this nigga just said? I got the fuck away from him. I was like, this nigga just tell me he taking me shopping. And this is shit that goes on. But there's just a little fruit pie. And shit like that out there, she sent out there for no reason. You don't see accident, but she's gonna be like kissing things. Like that doesn't happen by accident.
I didn't really want to hear it at the time, and he was like, man, you stupid, man.
I knew that something wasn't right about the things that I was doing.
Pop was like,
what the fuck?
Pop was like, yeah, like, oh.
Nah, he's sick. The dark psychology of Diddy.
I mean, it's crazy to think about.
I did my homework too,
It
y'all.
used to cost millions to advertise on TV, and now.
I thought I knew how bad of a person Sean Combs was, but when I did my research, I realized I only knew the tip of the iceberg.
Prosecutors say that the charges stem from years of sexual abuse and threats against women.
In fact, the deeper I got into my research,
You were 13, what were you seeing?
I went there to see the lifestyle, and I saw it.
I actually started to feel the fear his victims must
That's
have felt.
insane.
Because he did a lot of crazy shit to people around us. One day that I know for a fact he'll be behind bars.
Things got way darker than I ever imagined.
Damn. He's insane.
And what I've come to realize is Diddy's life is one of the most evident displays of pure evil I've ever laid my eyes on. But I didn't want to make a journalistic overview of his life and crimes. Those exist already. I wanted to specifically focus on his dark psychology, a deep dive into his mind,
What the?
a study of evil.
There are no
Wait, who's in the chat?
This is the dark
Hold up, damn, where's
psychology
my
of Diddy.
Did he do it?
I want to make something clear from the start. Usually in cases like this, I wouldn't use unsettled lawsuits as evidence for dark psychology, as the things are only alleged. But Diddy lost that privilege when lying about what he did to Cassie. Cassandra Ventura, or Cassie, was a female artist that Diddy would sign to his record label, Bad Boys Entertainment. She was 19 at the time. Diddy would help produce her first album, and not long after he would begin dating her. They were together for 11 years before splitting in 2018. Not much was known about their relationship, but in 2023, Cassie would seemingly out of nowhere.
Bro, if you think about it, bro, Diddy is like, what is wrong with this man, bro? Like, he's really, like, insane, bro. Like, what is he doing? Like, bro, there's so much other stuff going on. They have so much stuff going on right now in this whole world that nobody knows what important things to focus on, bro. Like, bro, I'm gonna start doing, like, bro, I should start doing news and stuff, bro. Like, I'm gonna start spitting it real, bro. Like, bro. You know what I mean, though? Like, why are you even... But anyways.
Filed a lawsuit against Diddy. The lawsuit alleged that he subjected her to a decade of abuse, violence, and sex trafficking. Diddy would actually settle the lawsuit straight away for $30 million, allowing it not to go to court. However, what would then happen is other lawsuits started to come out from other victims over the next few weeks, as though Cassie's bravery inspired them to come forward. They included more claims of assault, abuse, and more heinous crimes we'll get into later. However, Diddy would take to Instagram to deny all of these allegations, saying they're just looking for a quick payday. He doesn't specifically address Cassie, but it's implied in this message that her allegations are also attempts to, quote, assassinate his character and destroy his reputation and legacy. There would be no proof of these allegations for a few months.
My mom always used to say Diddy was weird, bro. He did always have like a weird look. He used to have that little, hold on, that look was crazy, bro. He used to look like this, bro. He used to be Like, bro, you're sick, bro. You're a sick
In
individual.
May 2024, footage would be released that changed everything.
Disturbing new video appears to support some of the accusations of abuse against music mogul Sean Diddy Combs.
I of course won't show the graphic part of the footage, but it clearly shows Cassie trying to leave the hotel they were in before Diddy emerges in nothing but a towel. He catches up to her, pulls her to the floor by her head before stomping on her and kicking her on the ground. While she curls up and just takes the abuse. The day following this footage's release, Diddy would try and backpedal and issue a half-hearted apology for his actions.
Nah, bro.
Behavior on that video is inexcusable.
But I remember this video, bro. I remember this video. I actually remember this video, bro. This is a couple years ago.
Actions in that video. I was disgusted then when
And I was like, what is he talking? Like,
After
this
this,
dude
I
looks
just knew Diddy
insane.
was a liar.
Like, look at
a
him. Look
master
at his head
manipulator.
shape.
And although not all of the other lawsuits have yet
This nigga
provided
has an
proof of the
insane
allegations,
head,
it's
bro.
hard to discredit them, when the same accusations he said were just looking for a payday turned out to be real.
He has an insane
What are you
head.
doing?
Look at this
You
bald
spend
ass
all
nigga
this
on my
time
screen,
working
bro.
out, eating right, getting in shape.
Dumb ass,
But
bro.
As mentioned with Cassie, Diddy used the ability to bolster her career as a way into her life. He was a multi-millionaire that was working with a lot of big talent, so he used his power and clout to his advantage. When first signing her, he was 37 and she was 19, and in the space of 2 years, he was able to seduce her into a relationship with him, but one with dark intentions.
Bro, I don't care, bro. Like, why do people age gap be so huge? Like, what do you find like in that? Like, people be like, I say the max age gap. Cause I'm 21. I'm not going no like dating, taking serious. I'm not going no higher than like 24, 25, bro. Like, cause I think I'm pretty like mature for my age. Like, you already know the must be thinking I'm hot. So why don't other people under that think I mean, other people told me, like other girls, they told me that I was like hot to my face, like other baddie, like, and I didn't expect it. But hey, y'all be fine too, man. Y'all be fine too.
Based on the actions that would follow, I believe that this would be dark psychological seduction. This is using calculated hidden methods to obtain the availability of a target. However, it's only dark if this situation doesn't also benefit the other person. Seducing someone isn't the bad part if you mean good, but Diddy's intentions with Cassie were far from good. Also, as you can see in the methods, a planned out process is the method where your process of dark seduction is repeated with different victims. In 2024, model Crystal McKinney would file a lawsuit detailing how Diddy made promises to advance her career in the fashion industry. To have this big business mogul with a lot of connections in the industry be focused on you and giving you compliments, it could be very easy to believe the words are true. Diddy would then invite her to his studio, where he would provide Crystal laced weed, unbeknownst to her at the time. She insisted that she'd had enough, but Diddy would continue to pressure her to smoke more and drink alcohol until the point she was very intoxicated and felt like she was floating. He would then lead her into a bathroom where he would sexually assault her, leaving her humiliated and traumatized. Not only did he not help her progress in her career, but he allegedly blackballed her in the industry, and her career went downhill. Her whole life ruined because Diddy decided she would be his next victim for dark seduction on that day. Very soon after this lawsuit, April Lampos would also file one, and a theme starts emerging. April was a fashion student who met Diddy.
Bad Boy Records just sound like putting it all together. Who's in Bad Boy Records? Who's ever in Bad Boy Records is with this man Diddy, bro. We gonna dig down deep into this, bro. Bad Boy, cause they know what's going on. They know what's going on. Who's in here? Yep, all these. Yep. Look, all these diddied. Oh yeah, she's cooked. Yeah, she was cooked. Diddy. Who else? That's all of them? Yeah. All diddied.
Shared her dreams of working in the fashion industry, which was met with Diddy offering to be her mentor and get her connections to the industry. In her own lawsuit, it states that Diddy love-bombed her. Love-bombing is a tactic that falls under the area of covert emotional manipulation, which is essentially using someone's own emotional desires to then influence them for your own benefit. Love-bombing is defined as intense, sudden, or forceful displays of positive feelings towards the victim to create a feeling of affection and trust initially, so that they have the ability to manipulate without suspicion. Diddy would shower her with gifts and flowers, even Valentine's Day cards. However, one night they went out, and despite her not drinking alcohol, Diddy aggressively encouraged her to. They went to a hotel, and April would state to Diddy that she feels uneasy and sick. He disregarded this.
don't know why, but back of my head, cause I feel like I'm the only one at this place right now. Hold up. Damn. In the back of my head, bro. I felt like Diddy was gonna come out and try to attack me, bro. So I had to be prepared.
And proceeded to rape her. He would then love bomb her again and promised to make things better by helping her get into the industry. And being, quote, a naive college student, she gave him a second chance. However, once he'd been respectful enough to gain her trust again, he raped her in the parking lot. Believe it or not, he was able to sexually assault her on 2 more separate occasions after this, because he promised to use his power and influence to blackball her from the industry if she didn't do what he asked.
What if I told you that you
Get this,
can use
bro.
motion
What
rate
is
to
all
improve your
these
videos
bald ass
fast?
niggas on
For
my
example,
screen, bro? Even Diddy was bald for a second.
So this brings it back to Cassie. He signed her into a 10-album contract deal. For reference, the bigger female artists like Rihanna and Beyonce still don't have 10 albums. But this would pretty much lock her into his business for her whole career. But he had likely seduced her into this and promised that he would give her the world. And he did. A world of torture. At some point in the relationship, Diddy would begin to host these freak-off parties. I'm not going to cover the entire details of what it consists of, but it would involve him hiring male sex workers to have sex with Cassie in front of him, whilst he watches and pleasures himself. All of course against Cassie's wishes and causing her discomfort. However, he would give her so much drugs that she was able to dissociate from these events and just let it happen. He had seduced this young woman so that he could watch this happen to her. For Diddy, it was all about the power. He was able to dictate every part of these freak-offs. He picked things like what lingerie Cassie could wear, to ensuring her nails were white so they could contrast with the skin of the black men hired to have sex with her. This was truly disturbing to read. You have to realize, Diddy had to have made Cassie so fearful of him and his power that she didn't leave or tell anyone about this. He would have had to make her feel so small and so worthless that she accepts her fate as being used as an object in the sadistic fantasy,
so pretty,
despite hating
bro.
it. She also talks about the countless times he would assault her.
Oh my god, that's a pretty girl, and she got, bro, Diddy is messed up, bro. If that was my girl, bro, she would have been.
But also physically,
world,
as seen by the hotel footage, multiple times.
Hey, if you single, man, like, you know, you're single. You know, there's your name down below in the comments. Put your number down in the comments. I prefer the ages of 20 to 26, 20 to 30. Prefer the ages 20 to 30. Nah, I say realistically 20 to 25. 20 to 25. Because that's 4 years older than me. 3, 4. I'll do 3 to 4 years older than me, and I'm not going under 20. Yeah. Some of y'all be hot, bro. I know y'all like me. I like y'all back.
Times a year. Remember, Diddy had a lot of influence in the music industry and so much money that he would be assumed to have connections higher up, which may have been why she felt so hopeless. We already saw with the other woman that Diddy had the power to blackball them from the industry, and for Cassie it would have been the same if she objected. He would use these mind control tactics to make the girls remain under his predatory control. Mind control is influencing someone to do something without them realizing that they were influenced. The person doing the mind control will become puppet masters, pulling the strings of their victims' minds. And Diddy was doing exactly that. I mean, look at the methods. Finding those in need. Diddy was targeting young women who had just got into the industry and knew that they would seriously benefit from his connections. Restricting choice. He would make them feel like their only choices are to stay with him and fulfill his desires, or leave him and be blackballed from their industry. I'd even suggest he used mind games, which is playing with a victim's psychology negatively just for fun or to gain some influence, and making them think their own brain is bad, when in reality their mind is being tricked. A big mind game tactic is ultimatums, and as mentioned in Cassie's lawsuit, her volatile and abusive partner, who also owned her label and therefore held her future success in his hands, had fully exerted control over every aspect of her life. The ultimatum was that if she wanted a career, she had to do as he said.
She is,
do as he wanted. It becomes alarming then when you look at the cases of Usher and Justin Bieber. When Usher was just a teenager, he was invited to live with Diddy, where he experienced some weird things.
We're sending you over to something called Puffy Flavor Camp.
There you go.
To learn
Flavor Camp.
Yeah, that's what it was called.
Puffy Flavor Camp. What the Puffy Flavor Camp? That is Diddy's Devil's Dungeon. That's what that is, bro.
called? Puffy's place was like just filled with chicks and orgying like nonstop. Yeah, but you were 13. What were you seeing?
I went there to see the lifestyle.
Right.
And I saw it. And it was, but I don't know if I could indulge and understand what I was even looking. I saw it. And
like nonstop. Yeah, but you were 13. What were you seeing? They called Puffy Flavor Camp.
There you go.
To learn
Flavor Camp.
Yeah,
Flavor
that's
Camp.
what it was called. Puffy's place was like just filled with chicks and orgying like nonstop. Yeah, but you were 13. What were you seeing?
I went there to see the lifestyle.
Right.
And I saw it. And it was,
Usher
but I don't
is
know if I could
sick,
indulge
bro.
in.
This is who y'all listen to, bro? I stopped listening to Drake a long time ago. He's ass, bro. All he does is take flows, bro. That's all he does. Bro, I don't listen to this dude, bro. And I don't listen to, bro. There's a lot of people I just stopped listening to because they vibe was just like, bro, like, this is insane.
And understand what I was even looking at.
Back in the days when he was like 10 and I was a little bit older, his older brother, we used to fight over the Frosted Flakes. You know what I'm saying?
The Frosted Flakes? Look
What
at
the
Kevin
fuck
Hart,
did
bro.
Puff just say? Nobody's gonna acknowledge this with me. Puff just said we used to wrestle over the Frosted Flakes.
Now, I don't like making up assumptions about what may have happened.
Look at
but
he's
it seems
smiling like, I like this. Like yeah, bro. I feel like, bro, you can tell, bro, like people know what they doing at a certain age. Like about middle school, bro, people know what they doing. Like people know people know if you take a sharp object and stab somebody with the sharp object, you gonna get hurt, bro. People know what they be doing.
to be an extremely weird relationship between the young singer and the grown Diddy.
Bro, nah.
When Usher was
at 14, I knew if I took a knife and went up to somebody, it was like, bro, I know what I'm doing, bro.
16, Diddy would produce his album
you gotta protect
and
us
stay in
against
contact with him into his adult years, helping his career. Until Usher comes out and explicitly says anything, we won't know if Diddy did anything to him. But using these mind control and mind game tactics, something could have been done that kept Usher obedient in order to not have his career ruined by Diddy's influence. Something similar would then happen with Justin Bieber as a teenager.
He's having 48 hours with Diddy. Where we hanging out and what we doing.
48 hours with Diddy? He looks scared, bro.
It's definitely a 15-year-old's dream.
After Justin spent 48 hours with Diddy, where he would be gifted a Lamborghini, the two of them would go a year with little contact, before they met up again. And Diddy questioned Justin on this lack of contact.
Starting to act different, huh? You ain't been calling me and hanging out the way we used to hang out.
Well, I mean, you try to get in contact with me, through all my, partners and whatnot.
He sound nervous as hell.
You never really got my number, so.
Right, okay.
You can see the nervousness and apparent fear in the 16-year-old, and that could be quite telling. With the dark psychology tactics we've covered so far, it wouldn't have been hard for Diddy to have done something to Justin.
Bro, you remember that one song? He was trying to tell us something in that one song, bro. He was like, he was trying to tell us, bro. I feel bad for Justin, bro. I feel bad for him, bro.
Creating
All
your
he was
first
trying
video,
to do
you should
is
start with
make
the music.
bro.
Go to
And he got-
artlist.io and get
he got
high quality
freaking-
music and
he got
sound
things
effects
about
for
every day
any
his
type
life.
of.
You can't forget about stuff like that, bro. We're never like Diddy literally has a term called Diddy, bro. How do you have a term, bro? Can you
In 2024, music producer Rodney Jones, aka Lil Rod, would file a massive lawsuit against Diddy. Amongst other things, in this lawsuit, he would claim that Diddy pressured him to procure and engage in sexual acts with female workers, but also claims that he is a victim of unsolicited groping and sexual touching by Diddy, and that Diddy tried to pass him off to other male friends using more dark psychology tactics. The one I believed he was using was an attempt at brainwashing, defined as the slow process that changes a person's identity and beliefs that are intended to suit the person
Bro,
doing the
nobody
brainwashing.
can ever
Lil
brainwash
Rod was
me. I
a
was
straight
slapping
man,
that nigga
however
before he
Diddy,
ever
for his
tried
own
to-
disturbed reasons,
what the
wanted to make him homosexual so that he can do the previously mentioned acts. Diddy knew that Lil Rod looked up to famous music producer Stevie J. Stevie J is married to a woman. However, Diddy would show Lil Rod a video of Stevie J having intercourse with a man before telling Lil Rod this is normal practice in the industry. He also allegedly admitted to engaging in homosexual acts
stay
himself,
independent, bro. I'm
Mill
staying
and the
independent.
aforementioned R&B singer,
With my music
Usher,
stuff.
which would make that case scary if true. Diddy
Bro,
believed that he could use the method.
Bro, I will find a way to find people to protect me, bro. Like, bro, nobody's messing with me, bro.
Of identifying Rod as susceptible, using the fact that he idolizes Stevie J to get him to fall into this new mindset that Diddy wants him to. Diddy would later try to pass off Lil Rod to his friend Cuba Gooding Jr. whilst on a yacht, who would end up touching, groping and fondling Rod's legs, thighs, buttocks and shoulders.
But he got touched too? See, all these, they all about to be exposed. They all, Drake, it started out with Kendrick. I mean, it started a long time ago. There's a lot of people, bro. I remember back in middle school, bro, there was like certain people. I'm not gonna say their name.
He idolizes Stevie J to get him to fall into this new mindset that Diddy wants him to. Diddy would later try to pass off Lil Rod to his friend Cuba Gooding Jr. whilst on a yacht, who would end up touching, groping and fondling Rod's legs, thighs, buttocks and shoulders, before Rod had to push him away. When this brainwashing attempt failed, Diddy went back to the manipulation tactics and mind games, such as promising Lil Rod large amounts of money, a Grammy, and access to major record label executives. But then he would switch from promising the world to making threats, such as eating his face and killing his mother. All of this to maintain dominion and control over Rod. Diddy would even brandish his guns and brag about getting away with shooting people, apparently admitting to a shooting in 1999, and this bragging instilled a fear into Lil Rod. This installation of fear from Diddy is what introduces us to the dark psychology concept of the dark tetrad. This consists of 4 personality traits that, when combined, create a recipe for pure evil, and I believe that Diddy shows clear signs of having all 4. The first one that links to what he did with Lil Rod is Machiavellianism. One part of the definition states the ruthless exercise of power and cruelty over compassion and mercy, and in saying how they behave, it states that they try to be loved and feared at the same time so they can receive both obedience and praise, and if this is not a possibility, then they would rather be feared than loved.
Bro,
Diddy brandishing guns.
I feel like a lot of people use that without people actually knowing what's going on. Bro, I was talking to this girl, bro. She thought I was dumb or something. Like, she wasn't doing this, but like people try to like trick you. Like, she was saying some weird things. I ain't gonna say no names. I remember one time it was weird, bro. She was like, so what happens if a girl cheats on you? And I was like, I'm gonna leave her. She was like, what, for real? I'm like, huh? That was already red. That counted as, because she had 5. Okay, she had a couple turns, man. I ain't gonna lie. But after that last time, bro, I was done, bro. Hell nah. I was done after that, bro.
And bragging about shootings to instill fear into Lil Rod as a Machiavellian effort to keep him compliant and obedient whilst these horrid acts in the lawsuit were being carried out. When Diddy was in his earlier years in the industry, he surrounded himself with violence and was allegedly involved in shootings himself that he was able to get away with. He had ties to the murders of Biggie and Tupac, as well as being linked to the shootings of Suge Knight's friend Big Jake in 1995 and another shooting of a woman in 1999. But he wasn't imprisoned for any crimes. However, there were other violent acts that he definitely was confirmed to be the perpetrator of. In 1999, Diddy and Nas had filmed a music video for a song. When the video was practically ready to be uploaded, he changed his mind last minute and said he doesn't like the concept of the video and wanted a part of it cut. However, Nas's manager, Steven Stout, was reluctant to pull out as he had already put $14,000 into that scene, a scene where the concept was Diddy's idea in the first place. The uncut music video aired on national television April 15th, 1999.
Oh, I remember this.
It was only a matter of minutes before Diddy and his bodyguards allegedly assaulted Steve in his office. It said that Steve was assaulted with a phone, an office chair, and a champagne bottle. Diddy was almost instantly arrested, criminally charged, and faced up to 7 years in prison until Steve had a change of heart and asked the DA to drop charges once Diddy apologized. This would be one of the only times Diddy would apologize for his actions, but it helped him dodge another bullet and get away with it. In 2001, a talk show host, Roger Mills, would file a lawsuit that accused Diddy and his entourage of assault, false imprisonment, destruction of property, intentional infliction of
I ain't gonna lie. Me? Bro, I'm carrying that knocker on me, bro. As soon as I see 10 big ass bodyguards and Diddy, bro, I'm letting it rip, bro. Like it's Beyblade. Hold on, I think somebody in my chat. I'm letting it rip like it's Beyblade, bro. No cap. Hold up. Somebody in the chat? Oh yeah. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna either do it later today, cause I got a lot of homework and stuff to do. So I'm gonna try to get all my homework done today. No, I'm doing homework right now. Look, I'm doing homework right now. So once I get like done with this, cause I got a class at 9. I had class at 9, and I'll be done at 11. What time is it there for y'all? Because right now it's the morning time. It's 7:34 in the morning. It's probably dark on, cause yeah, I'm Russia. Yeah, it's probably dark. So it's probably the nighttime. That's insane. Anyways, though, yeah, you know what to do, bro. Go ahead, cause we're gonna start at that one. It was the one with the lady. I never got to finish it. I'm gonna try to get my cousin back in here. We never got to finish it. So yeah, I'll probably be doing. Dang. Hey, did you see I uploaded the video too of the Russian? I don't know if you've seen it. If you go to my oh, my fault. I gotta stop saying that. Cause I be like, the black guy. I'm like, that white guy? I gotta stop doing that, bro. That's bad. Not of the Russian reaction. We know what I'm talking about. I'm sorry. We know what we're talking about. Anyways, yeah, I got more of those coming. But we gonna, bro, if you ain't heard about Diddy, bro, this is insane. Dylan.
Emotional distress
I was just doing
and a
it
civil
because I just kept seeing it, so
for
why
events
not?
that also entailed in 1999.
But
According to
happening
Mills, he was interviewing
around the
Diddy
world
and
like this
asked
all
him
the time,
questions
and nobody
regarding the
really
death of
cares.
his former artist Biggie, who had been shot and killed. Diddy refused to answer the question and demanded that the interview end right there and for it to never be aired, even offering to buy that tape off Mr. Mills through someone else. But when Roger refused, he was attacked in a parking lot on the way back to his car. He says Diddy's bodyguards prevented him from leaving, then took the videotapes and broke his camera. Police in the area admitted there was an incident but couldn't identify the perpetrators. In court, the jury voted in favour of Diddy and he once more got away with it. These acts of violence are removed by Diddy to keep his name feared and respected. Not only can he do the crimes, but often due to his power, money and connections, he can get away with them. Diddy had a whole bunch of staff around him who aided him in his dirty work. In Lil Rod's lawsuit, he claims that when complaining to Diddy's female head of staff about his actions, she replied that this is his way of showing that he likes you. The power to get them to comply comes from the fear and love and Machiavellianism.
Nah, see that's some cult level.
I want to get
like,
paid to learn how to code, but I don't want to go to school for computer science.
Well, let me tell you what you need. You need to join
Oh,
Dev
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Caleb was a burnt
But, you
out
know, bro,
English
go
teacher
ahead
who
and
was
send me some
tired of
more
slaving away
reactions
for
down
no
below.
money until he joined Dev
I'll go ahead and
Dev is a coding academy.
react to them.
Next in the tetrad is psychopathy, a common term you may have heard that's hard to define but tied to superficial charm, impulsivity, and a lack of empathy and remorse. If we took a look at their behaviour and compare it to Diddy's, you'll find a lot of similarities. His superficial charm in the way he has an apparent interest in upcoming talent, when he really just wants to exploit them for his own twisted needs.
He's
Calculated
insane,
lying,
bro.
a lack of guilt.
This dude does his research, bro. This dude does his research.
Victims, especially towards Cassie, who he was willing to deny the allegations of until the footage came out. Even in his apology video, you see an evident lack of empathy. His violent outburst towards others in the industry also showed his lack of impulsivity. The next part of the tetrad is narcissism. This is described as having an inflated self-worth and one believing they are superior, and this was Diddy to a T. At every dark moment in his life, his ability to get away with things due to his successful financial position caused him to feel invincible, and that's why he was able to hurt so many people. For example, one of Diddy's earliest controversies was when he organized a celebrity basketball game in 1991. Due to his poor planning and disregard of his responsibilities, 5,000 people turned up to a college gymnasium that could only host 2,700. As a result of this and the door being barricaded shut, people got trampled on and 9 of them lost their lives. Diddy was not 100% accountable but still had a big part to play as this was his event. He gave a half-hearted apology and paid around $600,000 combined to the families of the deceased, but he had millions, so he faced no real punishment. From here I believe he realized money and power were going to give him a superior ability to commit the crimes and get away with them, as documented in this video. He believed in his own power and that he deserved everything, which is why he would become abusive if anyone threatened to leave him. The final part of the tetrad is sadism. Simply defined as the deriving of pleasure from the suffering of others, Diddy's freak-offs were a clear example of finding some sort of pleasure in Cassie's suffering. Voyeurism is a real thing and is defined as the practice of gaining sexual pleasure from watching others when they are naked or engaging in sexual activity. However, due to his continuous verbal and physical assault of Cassie, this was more than that. He knew she didn't want it. She explicitly told him, but he didn't care. He still filmed it and pleasured himself to it. It excited him to see her in discomfort, filled with drugs. Fulfilling the dark tetrad makes it clear that Diddy is pure evil. Following his recent arrest, many more truths will come to light. But regardless of the punishment, the damage to many of the victims will never be undone. Diddy's rise to power wasn't built on music alone. It was built on fear, control, and manipulation. And as the truth continues to unravel,
bro, and I recognize all these faces. It's just insane.
we must ask ourselves, how many others have yet to come forward? How many victims does Diddy have? How many people have fallen into his acts of pure
A lot,
evil?
bro. A lot. That's insane. Drake, bro, the dark psychology of Drake. All right, y'all, we gonna react to another Diddy. Top 10 most disturbing. Oh, 10, this is smart. See? This is smart.
Did you know there's an easy way to get more views on your old YouTube videos? And the best part is it's free to try. Meet vidIQ's Optimize.
There are so many witnesses. There are so many victims.
Welcome to Ms. Mojo. And today, we're looking at celebrities who spoke out against Sean Combs, aka P. Diddy, before his 2024 arrest and indictment.
We're just starting to scratch the surface of what this case, this case is going to touch and involve.
Kanye West. In retrospect, we should have read between the lines whenever somebody described a puffy party. In a 2014 episode of Keeping Up with the Kardashians, Khloe recalled attending a Diddy party where everyone was, quote, butt naked.
What?
Stop talking. We met Chloe's new crew of friends. And all I said was, yes.
Stop
and then
talking.
I stopped. All I said was yes.
Khloe's former brother-in-law, Kanye West, also made comments concerning Diddy that read differently now. In 2022, West called Sean Combs a, quote, fed, claiming he had sold people out to spare himself from jail time.
That's why you gotta come at me, because part of the deal for you to be a do all that and get out of jail is that you promise that you're gonna go pull my co-car.
Since West is infamous for making wild, often unfounded accusations, these statements initially blended in with his other tirades. Even now, it's hard to say if West's allegations were authentic. Given Combs' current legal issues, though, West's words feel like a warning, whether or not he truly had any inside information.
I don't know if it's a party. I'm saying that metaphorically. You know what I'm saying?
But you've heard about the parties that everyone is talking about. But you've never got invited to them. So you.
I don't know.
Really...
I don't know. I don't even know what the party. That's how far out of it I am.
Usher. When he was just getting his foot in the music industry's door,
bro.
a 13-year-old Usher
Kanye
spent
knew,
a
bro.
year living with Combs. Usher opened up about this experience in a 2016 interview with Howard Stern.
Does he have you doing any chores? Are you doing dishes at all? I mean, to keep you humble somewhat? Or are you just like, can you stay up till 4 in the morning with them and party?
I mean, I could. I actually stayed up longer than them.
Although he made it sound like a blast, Usher hinted at something more disturbing beneath the surface. Usher said that he didn't, quote, understand what he was even looking at, and, quote, very curious things were taking place.
I went there to see the lifestyle.
Right.
And I saw it. And it was, but I don't know if I could indulge and understand what I was even looking at.
Perhaps most telling,
That's
Usher made
insane.
it clear that he wouldn't want his children attending, quote, puffy camp like their father. Regardless, Usher's protege, Justin Bieber, would spend 48 hours with Combs. It may just be speculation, but a fake phone number that Bieber later gave Combs now reads like a cry for help.
I mean, you try to get in contact with me, through all my, partners
That's insane,
and whatnot.
bro.
Mm-hmm.
But you never really got my number, so.
Right.
My
Okay.
number?
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you my number.
Yeah.
It's 555.
Yes. Okay.
5555.
Mace. In addition to breaking out as Diddy's hype man in the 90s,
He
Mason
got
Darrell
mad when he
Betha,
said
or
that.
Mace, released 3 studio albums through Bad Boy Records. Mace eventually had a falling out with Combs and his record label.
I never got paid what I was worth, and I never got the respect I was worth. So the disdain that I got for Puff is more like, you trying to keep me here?
Leading up to his former collaborator's arrest, Mace claimed Combs cheated him with a $20,000 publishing deal and had been withholding royalties for decades. In a 2022 interview, Combs asserted that Mace owed him $3 million.
That's facts. I got the receipt.
Second album, you gave money to do a second album, never delivered.
Did the album, never delivered. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? And I'm not gonna go back and forth with Mace. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going back and forth with nobody.
Combs nevertheless returned the publishing rights to Mace and several other Bad Boy artists the following year. Although Mace was among the first to call Combs out over royalties, he wouldn't be the last. In 2024, former bandmate Don Richards sued Combs, citing, among other things, roughly $5 million in unpaid earnings.
Dawn had the choice to file the case as a Jane Doe, and she chose not to do that. After giving it a fair amount of thought, she wants accountability, she wants justice.
Cat Williams.
I sure hope I have Club Shay Shay after this here.
It's gonna be in a dimension it's never been.
Yeah, it's gonna be.
The greatest thing floating in
I might be out of
2024. Mark the
business.
words. No way. in a whole different realm of business.
Comedian Cat Williams is no stranger to run-ins with the law and reported abusive behavior. As such, it's understandable why some would call Williams' credibility into question. In January 2024, though, Williams made several remarks about Combs that only became more relevant.
He literally looks insane, bro. Like, look at his head, bro. He got a dick hair, bro.
In the months to come. On Shannon Sharp's Club Shay Shay podcast, Williams touched upon the now notorious Diddy parties, advising people to just say no.
And you gotta tell him no. You got to tell him no. I did. I did. See, I got the receipts for everything I'm telling you. That's why I can say them so freely.
Can I need no?
While his reasons were somewhat vague, Williams was especially concerned about protecting a certain area of his body. Williams didn't elaborate further, although he took another shot at Combs later in the interview.
I know how blessed I am. If I look at it, I got it. That's how Diddy be feeling.
Come on, man. Come.
The recent allegations regarding Combs' quote, freak-out parties and alleged abuse have painted Williams' words in a whole new light. Aubrey O'Day.
That's
what
insane.
do Donald Trump and Diddy have in common? Well, arguably quite a few things, but singer-slash-reality star Aubrey O'Day is one of them. Once mentored by Combs, O'Day later appeared on the 5th season of The Celebrity Apprentice.
I am a very strict and focused businesswoman because working for
I
Diddy
ain't gonna
for
lie, bro. These TV shows be some sick stuff, bro. This is some sick stuff, bro.
6 years trained me to have to be perfect.
Working for Diddy.
Absolutely.
I love Diddy.
When O'Day brought up her association with Diddy.
What?
Woman, because working for Diddy for 6 years trained me to have to be perfect.
Working for Diddy.
Absolutely.
I love Diddy.
When
trained me to have to be perfect.
Working for Diddy.
Absolutely.
I love Diddy.
When O'Day brought up her association.
Be perfect.
Working for Diddy.
Absolutely.
I love Diddy.
When O'Day brought up her association with Diddy, Trump.
Working for Diddy.
Absolutely.
I love Diddy.
When O'Day brought up her
I had to play
association
that
with
back
Diddy,
like
Trump was
1,000
quick to
times, bro.
shower him with praise. O'Day tiptoed around her former boss, unwilling to say if he was a, quote, good guy, as Trump described him.
I don't want to answer that
Oh,
question.
wow. I think he's a good guy. I'm going to stick up for him.
During a 2019 interview with Variety,
yeah.
O'Day went into greater detail. Discussing her time on the Diddy-produced Making the Band, O'Day said, quote, "We were scared to death with what would happen with Puff each day. I experienced everything from race remarks to sexism, and a lot of it was scary."
Listening to Gene Deal, his bodyguard.
Yeah, I talked to him yesterday.
Really?
Yeah.
Because he had a really astonishing quote.
You should hear the one he's not saying. It's even crazier.
Right. So he's got stuff in the tuck that he hasn't put out there?
Everybody does.
Wendy.
Go to motionarray.com and enter a world with over 2 million creative assets to bring your vision to life. When you jump in, you'll find video templates, music, sound effects, footage, plugins, and more. Get ready.
Williams.
I have broken up with somebody.
Who?
I don't want to say.
Do we know the person?
Maybe.
Okay.
After being fired from Hot 97 in 1998, Wendy Williams accused Combs of playing a role. In 2004, Williams wrote that she would, quote, never forget the hell Combs put her through. Even so, Williams said that she didn't hate Combs. On a 2015
Bro, yeah, you remember, bro? She started acting crazy, like weird.
episode of her show, Williams commented on the allegations that Casey Ventura was hiding from Combs.
Like,
This
she
is a
looks
beautiful
insane.
dress, by the way, that she has on. And Puffy, you look great for all the hard partying.
Williams painted Combs as a, quote, mogul you can't escape. The same year, Williams asked Jennifer Lopez if she would ever get back together with Combs. Lopez's mother, Guadalupe Rodriguez, basically answered for her daughter with a look that said everything. Although they reconciled in 2017, viewers have been waiting on pins and needles to hear Williams' thoughts about Combs in the wake of his arrest.
You are exhausting me. Let me tell you something. This week has been hella exhausting.
50 Cent. Curtis James Jackson III, aka 50 Cent,
He not
is
going for that,
another
bro.
big name who's had a long-standing feud with Combs. It all started with 50 Cent's 2006 diss track, The Bomb, which alleged that Combs was connected to the murder of Biggie Smalls.
She scared them boys from the west side of break 'em off.
There's still little concrete evidence backing up that conspiracy theory. In October 2023, though, 50 Cent elaborated on his beef with Diddy, describing his parties as, quote, uncomfortable.
That's not really beef though. That's just competitive. energy, you know?
Competitiveness. All right. So you and Diddy, you and Puff cool?
No, I don't really rock with him.
Okay.
During his final lap tour, 50 Cent said Diddy would, quote, hug you from the front and the back at the same time. 50 Cent has been even more vocal about Combs following the raid on his homes. It's also been reported that 50 Cent sold a docuseries to Netflix entitled Diddy Do It?
I guess this means I won't be invited to the white parties in the Hamptons.
Tupac Shakur. Speaking of conspiracies, 50 Cent has also claimed that Combs got Tupac killed.
Damn.
Again, there isn't much backing this up, although Tupac was also skeptical of Combs.
If these rumors or allegations are true, it would make sense he would be able to get away from it, or get away with it for so long because people would be afraid.
Speaking with Vibe magazine in 1995, Shakur was asked if he thought Combs was connected to his shooting the previous year. Shakur did not hold back, saying, quote, I believe so, adding that, quote, it's between me and him, and only he knows.
I have proved things that I can say that will back up my claim, but this is not for the world to know about.
About a year later, Shakur was involved in another shooting, this one proving fatal. Dwayne Keefe D. Davis, who was arrested for Tupac's murder in 2023, once said that Combs offered $1 million to carry out Shakur's assassination.
I think that was a bad move, dude, you know what I'm saying? To me. Yeah, but show some love, brother, love.
Whether or not Combs was involved, Shakur's words paint the portrait of a violent man. Rodney Lil Rod Jones. While Combs has faced numerous accusations throughout the years, Rodney Lil Rod Jones was among the first to take serious legal action, contributing to the mogul's current circumstances. Jones was a producer on Combs's The Love album, Off the Grid. According to Jones, though, he, quote, endured many things that went far beyond his role as a producer.
Claims made by Jones include hidden cameras in the rap mogul's home, saying, quote, Mr. Combs allegedly threatened to eat Mr. Jones's face in order to get what he wants.
Jones alleged that Combs repeatedly groped him and made him participate in unwanted sexual activities. This included having to work in the bathroom as Combs showered. What's more, Jones claimed that he woke up naked in bed with Combs and 2 sex workers after being drugged. His lawsuit also implicates Combs' son Justin and Chief of Staff Christina Coram, the latter of whom was accused of grooming.
Basically calls her the Ghislaine Maxwell to Sean Combs' Jeffrey Epstein.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings
I'm doing
and
on my
switch
arm
on
now. I got
notifications.
like 3 music
Cassie
videos
Ventura,
I got for
this
y'all, man,
model
for real.
turned singer was in a relationship with Combs from 2007 to 2018. There had been signs of trouble in paradise.
Their relationship was volatile for sure. And he, like, you could tell that she was afraid of him.
In 2015, Ventura shared an image of a sleeping baby, posting, quote, how I sleep, knowing that I'm single and nobody cheated on me. The next year, it was reported that the two were seen arguing in Beverly Hills.
They went into the bedroom and shut the door, and all I could hear is screaming and yelling and whatever was going on in there, I don't know.
5 years after their final breakup, Ventura filed a lawsuit against Combs, accusing him of domestic violence, sexual abuse, and sex trafficking. Although Combs denied these claims, the lawsuit would be settled out of court. This wasn't the end, as footage from 2016 surfaced.
It appears to corroborate Cassie's claims identically. Really, Jake, the lawsuit lines up with exactly what we are seeing.
Combs issued an apology, while many have supported Ventura for marking the beginning of his downfall. What other celebrity accounts have you looking at Diddy differently? Let us know in the comments.
I have my own opinion, but I wouldn't slander their name like they did mine.
He's actually insane.
A good video starts with a good song.
Mojo is the
Go to
owner,
our
bro,
list
for
and get
real.
the best music for your video.
That's the song.
Keep your creativity flowing with amazing new music.
From his $48 million Miami mansion to hell on earth where chaos reigns.
Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're looking at the latest developments surrounding the arrest of Sean Diddy Combs following a grand jury indictment. Warning, some of the information contains distressing details.
Combs has pled not guilty. Those were the only words he uttered in court yesterday.
Hell on earth prison conditions.
The music mogul who once traveled by private jet to all those mansions is now in a jail that is
He had all them
notorious for
mansions
its
for a
bad living
reason.
conditions.
Following his arrest for racketeering, trafficking by force, fraud, or coercion, and transportation to engage in relations for money, rapper and music magnate Sean Diddy Combs is being held in Brooklyn's notorious Metropolitan Detention Center, commonly referred to as the MDC.
I've had clients describe MDC as
He got life in prison,
as the
bro.
worst
He's done.
conditions they've been in.
The facility has long been infamous for its troubling conditions, which include rat infestations, rampant violence, and understaffing.
And violence is not the only issue. Accusations of medical neglect, staffing shortages, smuggling of drugs, some allegedly facilitated by employees.
There have also been instances of
They be
falling
paying 'em.
concrete, freezing temperatures, and, quote, busted cells. Moreover, the prison has seen its share of inmate deaths, including incidents of prisoners taking their own lives.
It is a horrible, horrible place.
Despite multiple reports of human rights violations, the MDC remains a primary holding facility for high-risk detainees, housing up to 1,600 inmates, including the likes of cartel kingpins and other dangerous criminals.
Damn.
It's so out of control inside that 4 federal judges are reportedly refusing to send any more prisoners here.
Diddy is hardly the first celebrity to be locked up at the MDC, as past high-profile detainees include Ghislaine Maxwell, R. Kelly, Pharma bro Martin Shkreli, and Nexium cult founder
Ugh.
Keith Raniere, among others. Combs's lawyers have argued that the facility is not fit for pre-trial detention,
Bro,
specifically
oh my
citing
gosh.
the recent
Imagine
string
being
of
Diddy's
detainee
lawyer,
deaths.
bro.
Now arguing for him to be moved to a prison in New Jersey in the lead up to this trial,
Oh
citing
yeah,
the
so
prison's
because in
poor
federal
conditions,
court,
violence,
in
and
a
deaths.
certain court,
Denied
you
bail
can't record
twice.
stuff, but
Look, he
you
has
can pay. The
limitless
people
funds.
who
He
go
can
and
hop
paint
on his
it.
plane. He can go anywhere in the world. The defense says, look, he gave up his passport. He came to New York willingly.
Despite the poor conditions at the Metropolitan Detention Center, the rap mogul will remain detained there. This after a judge denied his appeal for bail for a second time.
So this is the second judge, his second attempt to get bail, and he offered all kinds of things that I haven't heard before and still got turned down.
On September 18th, 2024, Judge Andrew Carter upheld the previous decision to deny bail, rejecting a $50 million bond secured by Combs's team. The judge cited the disgraced businessman's history of violence, substance use, and the potential for witness tampering. Prosecutors successfully argued that Combs is also a flight risk and alleged that the victims identified so far represent only a small portion of a much larger operation. They also accused Combs of coercing victims through violence, such as, quote, slamming their heads into car windows, and claimed he has recently attempted to contact individuals connected to the case. The fear is that he would continue to do these things.
They couldn't prove that he's not a danger to the community and that he couldn't corrupt the case by trying to reach out to victims, something that the prosecutors have said he had tried to do multiple times.
Combs's defense team had proposed strict conditions for his release, including oversight by a private security team and restrictions on female visitors, but the judge found these measures insufficient. Following the ruling, Combs's lawyer Mark Agnifilo expressed disappointment, saying, quote, things did not go our way today. However, he vowed to continue pushing for Diddy's release along with a speedy trial.
Outside the New York City courthouse, his lawyer defiant.
He believes he's innocent. I believe he's innocent. And we're going to fight this case with all of our might until we don't have to fight any longer.
Desperate to speak to his children.
How's your dad doing? How's your dad doing? Family members appeared somber as they arrived at federal court in Manhattan today.
According to media outlet TMZ, Diddy is currently not in a good place mentally. It's said that Combs's primary concern is for his children. TMZ sources have purported that the dad of 7 is deeply worried about his kids' well-being as
yeah,
he
you
spends
should
his
be.
time in a 10-by-8 foot
You should
cell.
be worried. You
So
should have been
much
worried
so
a long
that
time
he is
ago.
desperately wanting to speak with them. The outlet notes that the family is leaning on each other for support and turning to their faith for strength. While Combs's sons,
in on
Quincy,
it.
Justin, Christian, and Chance, are all legal adults, Love, Delilah, and Jesse are still minors. And while it's clear that his family and friends can visit periodically, it's unclear how often Diddy can call them.
But he's
Arrest
cooked.
footage leaked.
New surveillance video shows Combs being taken into custody in a Manhattan hotel last week.
Have we been given a glimpse at Diddy's last moment of freedom for the foreseeable future? In footage published by TMZ, a man, allegedly Sean Diddy Combs, can be seen in a black trench coat walking into the Park Hyatt New York lobby with an entourage. It's here that we see him quickly led away by 2 men. A short time later, he is seen being escorted by 4 men out of the hotel with his hands seemingly cuffed behind his back. This as his crew look on confused. The hotel's security camera recorded the incident on Monday, September 16, 2024. Diddy had been staying at the hotel for over a week at this point. His lawyers have asserted that Combs specifically traveled to New York to, quote, surrender to authorities, thus making the arrest unnecessary and unexpected.
Why doesn't the government want him to turn himself in? Because then they can't ask for detention. So they go and they arrest him. They arrest a guy who came to New York to turn himself in.
In the moments and days before the arrest, footage shows Diddy enjoying his time in NYC, engaging and posing with pictures with fans on the streets. Alleged texts released.
We're going to begin tonight with the alarming images now emerging of Sean Diddy Combs.
The new video obtained exclusively by CNN.
4 months after a 2016 surveillance video of Sean Diddy Combs allegedly assaulting his ex, Cassie Ventura, was made public, new details of the incident have emerged. This during Combs' second bail request hearing.
The texts were revealed on September 18th while Diddy was in federal court to appeal his denial of pretrial release following his arrest and indictment earlier this week.
Amid the proceedings, prosecutors read aloud alleged text messages between Diddy and Ventura. These were purportedly sent following the brutal altercation that saw Cassie violently attacked as she attempted to leave in an elevator.
It shows Combs brutally beating his then-girlfriend, singer Cassie, who prosecutors say was attempting to escape from one of Combs' so-called freak-offs, elaborated coerced sex parties that he often recorded.
Assistant U.S. Attorney Emily Johnson, referencing the texts, claimed Diddy sent a message after the shocking assault where he pleaded with Cassie to call off the police. The texts reportedly read, quote, "Call me, the cops are here," and, quote, "I have 6 kids, I'm surrounded." The alleged victim responded in part, quote, "You think it's okay to do what you've done." It's believed more messages will be brought forth during Combs' federal trial.
Adding that the two had loved each other, in which the judge responded, "What's love got to do with that?" calling the video disturbing.
A minor legal victory.
Why Sean Diddy Combs no longer has to pay $100 million in a sexual assault case.
Amid his onslaught of troubles, Diddy has secured a minor legal victory during a motion hearing on September 18, 2024. It was here that one of his attorneys, David Fink, persuaded the judge to overturn a large judgment. The case, separate from the federal charges, involves inmate Derek Lee Cardello Smith, who has accused Diddy of indecently assaulting him after a 1997 Detroit party.
Alleged that he had encountered Combs while working at a Detroit area restaurant in 1997.
However, the judge ruled that Cardello Smith failed to properly serve the lawsuit according to Michigan law. The judge also lifted a temporary restraining order that had prevented Diddy from selling assets to cover damages. The case will now move forward as a standard lawsuit, with Diddy expected to file for its dismissal. Regardless, it's believed Diddy will win the case due to the statute of limitations, as the alleged incident occurred over 26 years ago.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications.
My legs is tired.
Self-harm surveillance. It was revealed that upon his detention at New York's Metropolitan Detention Center, Sean Diddy Combs was placed on self-harm surveillance. However, Diddy's attorney, Mark Agnifilo, says that the watch directive issued by officials is nothing more than a routine measure for, quote, new high-profile inmates.
It's routine. They're going to keep him outside of the general population to monitor his psychological health, as well as to protect him, because he's such a high-profile figure that he would be a target of violence.
Furthermore, Agnifilo says that after spending 6 hours with the music magnate at the federal lockup, he can assert that Diddy is in no danger of harming himself at all. More so, Combs' defense attorney says that he was, quote, strong, healthy, confident, and focused on his defense. Agnifilo believes self-harm is not a concern for his client, and comparisons to the likes of accused trafficker Jeffrey Epstein should not be made.
His team just released a statement saying that he is strong and he's looking forward to his defense.
Have you been following the details surrounding the arrest of Sean Diddy Combs? Share your thoughts on the emerging situation in the comments below.
My
he can continue to appeal this and can appeal the bond.
Make sure
right?
that
We
he
saw it with
doesn't,
Ghislaine Maxwell. She continued to appeal and was not successful. Now 2 federal judges saying you got to stay behind bars.
Anyone with $10,000 or more in credit card debt or personal loans may qualify for help from National Debt Relief.
It's a shocking fall from grace. In less than a year, P. Diddy went from beloved music icon to disgraced sexual predator, at least according to the charges from the feds. Right now, he's behind bars in New York, the same place where just last year, he was given a key to the city. It was a disturbing set of allegations that led to Diddy's arrest in the way of multiple...
Who gave him the key to the city, bro? The mayor? Wait. How do you get the keys to the city in New York? What? The key to the cities in New York is a symbol of civic recognition and gratitude reserved for individuals whose service to the public and common good represents the highest level of achievement. Who? What? Bro, the mayor knew, bro. The mayor knew. The mayor knew, bro. The mayor knew, bro. You just do not not know who. He's the mayor, bro. He's literally the mayor.
Civil suits brought by accusers. And in some of those suits, co-defendants are listed, and in others, celebrities. Could it be a time of reckoning for them too? We're taking a deep dive into all the celebrities listed in Diddy's civil lawsuits and whether they too could face federal charges. I'm Sierra Gillespie, and this is Law and Crime News. A groundbreaking case brought forth just this week when 54-year-old Sean Diddy Combs was arrested on September 15th. He now faces some pretty serious federal charges: racketeering conspiracy, sex trafficking by force, fraud, or coercion, and transportation to engage in prostitution. Diddy was indicted by a federal grand jury and is now being held in Brooklyn at the Metropolitan Detention Center after he was twice denied bail. Diddy's attorneys say he was in New York for about a week before the arrest, anticipating the federal indictment. But he wasn't the only one who kind of saw this coming. After federal investigators raided 2 of Diddy's homes back in March, we kind of had an idea something was on the way.
A lot of people getting their homes
Just this
raided.
week, we learned some of the items that investigators collected during those raids of Diddy's homes in both Miami and Los Angeles. According to the indictment against Diddy, investigators seized more than 1,000 bottles of baby oil and lubricants from his homes. The court doc states that these items were used in something referred to as freak-offs, which were elaborate and produced sex performances that Combs arranged, directed, masturbated during, and often electronically recorded. According to prosecutors, Diddy and his associates transported commercial sex workers over state lines and even internationally. Diddy then allegedly gave these sex workers and victims controlled substances, at times unbeknownst to the victims. Prosecutors say Diddy did this to keep the victims obedient and compliant. He then took videos of victims having sex with these sex workers, sometimes without their consent. After all this, both Diddy and the victims would receive IV fluids to recover from the physical exertion and drug use. Federal investigators say that during the raids of Diddy's homes, they collected some of these recordings showing the disturbing details of these freak-offs. And the feds had a heads up about these recordings, thanks to some of the civil lawsuits filed against Diddy, namely the one brought by Rodney Jones, also known as the producer Lil Rod. Lil Rod worked with Diddy on his Love album starting in 2022 and says he experienced months of abuse all at the hands of Diddy.
Okay.
In his lengthy civil suit, Lil Rod refers to these recordings, saying, quote, Mr. Combs required Mr. Jones, that's Lil Rod, to record him constantly. Mr. Jones has secured hundreds of hours of footage.
Definitely gonna get caught. So, hey, tap in with it, man. I'm about to post some of this later on in the week. Make sure to like, share, subscribe. Did he do it? Yes, Diddy did do it. But make sure to like, share, subscribe. Check out my music videos down below in the link. Click the links down below. Also, go follow me on all socials at NOlimitbrax.com, man. So let's get straight into it, man. Have a good rest of y'all day, man. Start y'all morning out, right? Yes, sir. Peace.